Hello, everybody. We have Jan with us today. And Jan, in two sentences, what was your business idea and how does it help the world?
Hey Robert, thank you for having me. My business idea was to help local businesses and help them get exposure through getting them a better website and a marketing funnel.
Excellent. But your first idea was to be a basketball player. And when this idea ended, what hurt more, the injury itself or losing the identity? I'm an athlete.
Yes, so definitely the second one, losing the identity, because of I was chasing the dream of being a basketball player basically since I was six, and my whole identity and value was built around being a basketball player, and then this ended overnight. So I was a little bit lost. I didn't know like what to do now. Where is my value? How can I provide some value to the marketplace? How can I earn money without being a basketball player? So I was swimming a lot of time, not knowing what to do. So yeah, definitely this one.
So, and a lot of people say, okay, everything in life happens for a reason. Did it feel, or does it feel right now that way to you, or does it just feel like, I don't know, life punched you in the face with a brick?
Yeah, definitely. That's my also life mentality. Even before this occurred, so even at the moment when I was very down, I was depressed. I internally felt that this was the right thing for me, and also I can share that my father had the same similar story. Basically, he was a professional football player, and then it ended, let's say, in a similar way. So I
Mhm.
kind of knew it maybe like I don't know, like a karmic pattern, maybe that I can now break and then build this from this something else. So I kind of internally knew. I didn't know like why exactly, but I didn't feel like oh, why me? Life punched me in the face. I used that energy basically to start building something else right off, and then I didn't lose too much time of dwelling on why did this happen to me. So I kind of found a new career path pretty early, which I'm very fortunate.
Mhm.
And it started there, like from basically from zero. But yeah, I had some discipline and some working habits from sports, so this helped me a lot, like in the next career path.
And is there something else from this athlete mindset that help you in business? And are there parts that actually got in the way?
Yeah, so there's a lot because also I was not, let's say, the best basketball player since I was younger. I was not the biggest prospect, so I kind of had to work my way up. So I kind of needed to trust my work ethic. I woke up early every summer to train to try to be better, and I think this is the biggest principle that I applied to business. Basically, internally, I trusted that if I put enough hours in, even though I'm not good right now, I will eventually figure it out and I will catch up maybe to those who are maybe better than me at the time. And I believed in that and I did that. So I think, try to apply the same principle to anything that I do. I believe that if I will put enough hours in, I trust myself that I will maybe figure it out at some point. But it's I would say that I'm also like a mix of being patient and very impatient. So I try to do everything in one day, but like a macro scale, I kind of trust that work and I'm patient that I don't like try to, oh, I have this has to happen in the next 2 weeks,
Mhm.
but I let it be however long it needs to be.
Mhm. Great. Uh, but in sport, in basketball, you have coaches. What about business? Do you have coaches who corrects you, who called out your blind spots and things like that?
Yeah, so this is a different in the business part is different in that aspect because in basketball, for example, you have coaches every day there with you. You kind of are like in a guided environment. In business, I would say I had some issues in the beginning, especially because I didn't have guidance. and there's so many information about everything out there. Everyone is a coach. Everyone is trying to tell you what to do.
Mhm.
So yeah, I also felt like in a lot of traps early, follow the wrong people. But I think this is a part of the game. I think this is a part of everyone's journey. You try to, you follow whoever feels it right at the time, and then you build your trust in yourself like more and more as you go. But I try to have mentors in all the aspects, the business aspect, the physical aspects. Also, I did some psychotherapy, which helped me a lot in understanding myself. So yeah, everywhere, all the aspects I try to work on.
Mhm. Do you think it's advantage that you started as an athlete and you know, okay, for this part I need a coach, I need support, and you do the same in the business because you know you can get that? Because I think Slovenian mentality, especially, is I know everything. Nobody will teach me. Nobody will tell me how to do things. Uh,
Mm, yeah, that's a good point. I think it's true. Yeah, but also I must admit I had a very big ego when I was playing basketball, and in business also I tried to translate this into business, and quickly got a big smack because I quickly realized that I'm not that big of a deal in business, so I will need the time. But yeah, definitely it's a part of our mentality too as a country. So maybe it's time to bring some awareness to that too.
Yeah. So if you are not big, but you have a big name, big website, Gorillas.
Yeah, yes, yes, that's what we do. Yeah, we have a big
Yeah.
name.
So you started it with basically from the scratch with zero portfolio. How did you sell at the beginning before you had proof? I think
Mm.
this would be a really good information for anybody starting because everybody starts crawling, not running.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point. So I basically had some other business at the time when I started it, but I was looking for more cash flow, and I saw basically it was very simple. I saw I think it was a Tuesday night. I saw a video on YouTube, a guy who is cold calling local businesses, and he's scraping the information on Google Maps. And I said, okay. And then I saw the call. He said something that he has a website. If a local business wants it, he can show him on the Zoom call. So I said, okay, let's try this. It's enough of waiting for a perfect business opportunity. So I'm going to try this tomorrow. So I created like a simple spreadsheet with a few local businesses, and then I decided to call. And basically, from the first 5 calls, I got 3 yes for the meeting, which was for me surprising because I wasn't aware of the market, like how ready are people in this niche to get something. But maybe to give some value, I really try to understand the business owner. That first, he doesn't have time, and second, he just needs like some value up front. He
Mhm.
doesn't trust me, obviously. We just spoke for a few seconds. I cannot say, hey, would you buy something from me? So
Mhm.
I approached it in terms of I have something for you already made. So if you want, I can come by to you, to your place, and I will take as much as 15 minutes, and I will just show you everything, and everything is free. So basically, you have no obligation to take it, even if you don't like it. So I will come on my own expense. I will show you. I have everything ready, and I pitched it in a way which I think it's a no-brainer for a business owner to see. Maybe
Mhm.
he won't like it, but yeah. So I got a pretty big success in the first calls. So I decided to put some volume in. So I called the next day, and yeah, I got a lot of meetings, and this is how I created the agency. Basically, I had no knowledge. I created one website before this, so then I had to learn how to fulfill. So I watched the videos how to to create the actual website. But again, maybe from sports, I wasn't trying to scam nobody. I was sure that I can do it. Like I trusted myself that I will figure it out, and I did pretty quickly. So yeah, so basically I did that. People were happy with the delivery,
Mhm.
and I said, okay, let's expand this and create the business out of it. So basically, this is how I started.
What do you think? What was the biggest challenges at the beginning?
Mm. Biggest challenge at the beginning was when you run a business. It's not only like you call a person and you make a delivery, but basically it's like a relationship with the person. How you're gonna set up the email, how you're gonna show up to the meeting, what you're gonna say at the meeting. Then what if the client doesn't pay? There's a lot of different aspects that you I had also to figure out in terms of this business model, which is at the end far more complex than it seems in terms of, oh, just call somebody and you'll have like a website agency. Also, a lot of young people are doing it now and also message me on LinkedIn, which I'm very happy to see. And I try to help as much as I can based on the knowledge that I've acquired. But I think it's a very good business model for the young people trying to get started, because you learn a lot. You learn a lot about sales, and about everything. So it's a good entry point, I would say. And I would suggest people and encourage people to try, because people are not that, people are actually pretty nice when you talk to them. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and I think as I'm speaking to other people, also here on podcasts, a lot of people say that we are afraid to ask, but uh, it doesn't work like that. If you ask, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. But you, if you ask, a lot of times, surprisingly, the answer is yes, and people need what you offer, or will help you if you need help and things like that. But we are so, I don't know, scared to reach out without a
Mhm.
real reason.
Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of us also, it might seem as like a weakness. Why would you ask something? Maybe, it triggers some unconscious like emotion. Oh, I'm not good enough. Like I'm putting myself into a position of not knowing. But as I noticed in the business world, the most successful people are just asking questions in the fields where they are not so like that much of an expert in. So I think asking questions, like you mentioned, it's a very big superpower, and people will gladly help you.
Mhm.
And if not, also it's not personal. You cannot expect of somebody to help you, and people have their own things. So, but I would say for the most part, it's people are very nice, and
Mhm.
they might also need what you offer. So if you're not gonna put yourself out there and show what you got, what you can bring to the table, then nobody will find you in your room. And if you don't, say nothing.
Yeah, they don't
So
know you exist.
yeah, yeah. I would say I must admit I had a big issue with that, translating maybe from the sports, because there it's like, okay, I was like a name, not like, I'm not saying that I was like the best basketball player ever, but I had a little name and it was like easier to
Yeah.
approach things. And then as I translated to business, I was a nobody. So a long time I had issues also before posting to LinkedIn, or saying yes to your podcast. Like, why would I, say like, why would I just put myself out there?
Mhm.
But the more I do it, the easier it is, and the better. Also, I feel. I feel like I'm more fulfilled. I can give some value to my level. Maybe I'm not like at the level that I want to be, but that's the journey. So yeah.
Yes, and I think the most the people need the most support at the lower level, because that's the hardest to get crossed
Hmm.
at the beginning, and to, like you said, learn as you do is actually a superpower, because then you have this mentality that you can uh, achieve anything if you just keep doing and doing
Mm.
and doing, and that's
Mm.
great.
Yes, and you're a showcase of that too, as you mentioned me before. So that's very nice to see. And I think also in this age of AI, it's very easy. You can do anything. It's just about making that next step.
Mhm.
And I think one thing I would like to say is I had very big issues before. It's like picking the business model which is the right for your skill set and timing at the moment. A lot of people, I think, right now in this age fell into a trap of building like a SaaS, like a software company, which might be a great idea, but it's maybe for later in the stage. I think first it's very important that you build like a cash flow business, and the easiest way to do it it's through like a service, like a local business you can call. You have like a mutual connection. You're from the same country, uh, immediately understand each other better,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean it's low risk and it gets your like momentum going. So I think Yeah, like so just start small, something you can deploy like tomorrow, like easy, just call, deploy, and you'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I would suggest don't switch too early, too soon, because they say every path, every road leads to Rome. But if you are keep switching the roads, you'll never get there.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's true. That's
So,
true.
what surprised you the most on this entrepreneurial and athletic journey?
um I think just how much you grow if you basically put effort in every day, and how the it compounds. Like you can just be like in a different position, like in 30 days from now, if you set yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna stick to it, like you said, for let's say a certain period of time, and you just put your head in, don't watch Instagram like what people are doing, like everyone else in your region, whatever, just do the work, and then you pop out and you're, wow, I'm here, like how did this happen, this is crazy. So I think just the power of compound interest, just doing the right things every day, the
Mhm.
small tasks, and yeah, I think this is a big
Yes,
lesson.
as we discussed before the start, before going loud, that we have consumers and builders or creators, and if you create, it compounds. If you consume, you will not move anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. So I also find myself some days I'm also a consumer, which
Okay, okay,
I
but
try,
that's
but
an exception. It's not the rule.
yeah, but definitely it's also fulfilling. It's like a biological in us to create something. So I think it's beautiful, especially in this age. uh,
Hmm.
yeah, it's like the barrier to entry is so low, like you can anybody can create.
Absolutely. And everybody can, you have social media that's basically free advertising you can use with just putting a little effort. When I was your age, we have to put flyers or things like that.
Mm,
There was no way to show your expertise or your product as easy as it is today.
yes, it's insane. So one question to you, maybe, what was your first business venture that you went into?
Well, I started my career as a teacher, as a high
Oh,
school teacher.
oh.
Then I was developer, and for basically my whole life. And I still like coding and doing things like that. But I also learned a lot. I've worked with over 500 companies, talked with a lot of CEOs and executives, and I saw that a lot of them are uh, trying to make things complicated, but they usually are not.
Mhm.
Basically, they're usually just human to human relationships, but they say, okay, let's be professional, let's be
Mm,
this, let's be that. It doesn't
mhm,
work like that. We always work with people, even
mhm.
if it's business to business. On the other side, there's a person.
Yeah.
There's no business on the other side.
Yeah, maybe in B2B there's so much packaging into a fancy box, like, oh, we're something like a corporate
Yeah.
yeah, words, and basically at the end it's human to human, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think today this thing about corporate and everything is outgrowing through this uh, personal branding and things like that, because people see and want to see the person behind the
Mhm,
company, not
mhm,
just
mhm,
they don't want to see, okay, this is these corporations. No, I want to see who is behind that.
mhm,
And
mhm,
I think that's the good direction,
mhm,
because it also brings more awareness and more responsibility from the other
mhm,
person.
mhm. That's true. You cannot hide if you are like the person behind the brand, right? And it brings, oh, you did it. It's your fault. So I
Yeah.
think also like in terms of a bigger picture, like the for humanity, it's good because yeah, I think we're like going towards a more honest and sincere approach to business. Also, maybe like through personal brands, everybody
Mhm.
being open, and you have more accountability also, like a
Mhm.
direct person. And
Okay,
yeah.
let's talk about a bit about the gorillas and the websites. What is you said you your promise is to build a website in 14 days. Uh, what's the difference between moving fast and rushing in this case?
Yeah, that's a good question. So this is like a general premise that we use, but basically it depends on the scope of the project. Of course, if it's like a B2B, more complex project, then we take longer. But if it's a local business, then obviously we can also charge less and we deliver also quicker. But there's a thin line, like you said, like delivering fast, but also keeping the quality. So what we try to look at first is the like the timeless principles like of marketing of psychology that needs to be on the site, which are non-negotiable, no matter of the scope of the project. So we try to have this as a rule that this we follow this some set of rules that has to apply to every project. And then obviously the design aspect and how much time and effort goes to a specific project. It depends also on the complexity and the need, and obviously the price too. So yeah, this is like a general promise, but we try to be very adaptable because we cannot know the needs of a customer or a company. We have to hear them out, see what they need, and then we can adjust the offer based on what we hear.
Mhm. Okay, you said you're not just building a website, but you're building system. Is there anything you refuse to customize because it would break the system?
Hmm. um I don't know, like sometimes some clients have a lot of like specific ideas of how something might look based on their beliefs, but it doesn't work based on technicals or the promise of the project, like it's not aligning. So I
Mhm.
think at the end it comes back to honest communication. It's a human on the other side. I usually solve this by talking to a person, like honestly telling how it is, like what we can do, what we cannot do, and then we usually find a way. But we try our best to satisfy every customer, no matter what. Even if we go an extra mile, at the end of the day, the customer will walk away happy. And yeah, we don't want any negative energy around our brand at all. So we do extra steps. Basically, I'll be honest, every week for the clients, which is a pain in the ass, but I think it's a part of the business. Also, as we grow, as we learn through project, we are able to define more the line. Like, okay, this is possible, this is not. But yeah, we try to be adaptable and human at the end. Yeah.
What would you say is the biggest lie business owners tell themselves about their website?
hmm The website.
Yeah.
Hmm. Maybe that they don't need to change it because it's working, and they don't understand the potential that it has.
Mhm.
Um, and some business owners are very attached to their design, which also a lot of times don't work in their favor. So maybe I would say these two. It's like, or like in my case, a lot of times that people don't actually need a website because they have their stock somewhere else. But it's also it's untapped potential how a website could help them reach even more people. So maybe I would say these three.
Mhm, mhm. So you said you get to the 10K MRR in 19 days. That sounds impressive, but uh, was there something less glamorous behind that number? What did you have to sacrifice to move that fast?
Yeah, so basically it was 10K in 21 days. The exact number was 20 days, and this is a profit. So basically, I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I don't like a lot of people on LinkedIn or everywhere is talking about revenue. I think we as humans, like as business owners, should talk more about profit. Like at the end of the day, you can have a lot of revenue, but how much are you taking home?
Yeah.
Like this is something that I really don't like on LinkedIn. I see a lot of people with big numbers,
Mhm,
but at the end the margins are very low. But so the biggest lesson, and like I was basically searching for the companies on Google, and then as I went to the meeting, I saw another potential customer. I called them. I said I have already, so I went to Petrol. get a coffee, and I made the website in the car. So I pitched them in between. So there was a lot of hustling, like street hustling, and not so glamorous things. And people were sometimes like, I came. There was one time I came to, I think, Maribor, so like a 1 hour drive from Ljubljana, and he didn't have time because something came up. So I basically lost like half of the day for nothing, and then he didn't even answer the call. So it's like a jab that you have to take.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of like situations like this where you're like, oh, come on, like you spend a lot of time, especially with local business owners. I think it's like yeah, it's not that big money on the line usually, and then it's like, oh, whatever, it doesn't really matter, when it's a business like a B2B deal, it's more serious, a lot of like more people show up. It's
Mhm.
not gonna be a lot of the time, so no meeting or something. But you have to wait for deals or for meetings for a longer period of time. And Yeah, but a lot of like things like people are not answering, or they have to pay, there's no payment, so what now? It's like yeah, a lot of different situations.
But if you would do it again, would you do it different, or would you choose the same path?
I mean, I believe that I couldn't do anything else. I did what I was capable of doing at the time, but I would pick the same path if I could go back. I
Because
really like the lessons that I learned also. Like, um,
yes, because it seems for me to me it seems a hustle, and of course, and being out of the comfort zone, because I think most of the people don't want to call somebody, and especially cold call,
mm,
and offer something and put themselves into this position. And I think that's really, I don't know, rare. And but I think that's one part of this why you are so successful, because you're willing to do what most people won't do.
So I had because we talked about before we started the podcast, we talked about a lot of people are losing time on designing the logo and making everything perfect, like this perfectionism.
Yeah.
And I was before the same way, but I just was sick of like sitting on the silent and just perfecting my business, which is non-existent. I said, okay, it's enough. I need to really call somebody, and I stopped doing the work that like felt good, like designing a logo, making everything perfect, but just like going in and making the dirty work, like just putting myself out there, learning, slipping,
Mhm.
falling, whatever. But
Mhm.
I kind of enjoyed also this part because I felt how much I'm growing.
Mhm.
So it was like, yeah, I mean, maybe it's hard a little bit. Basically, no, it was hard all the time at the beginning. It was hard, it was hard every day. The only time it was not hard when I got paid for the project. So to be honest, like, but everything else was hard. But at the retrospective, like on the macro level, I was like, wow, I'm building something. I'm satisfied, I would say. A good feeling of building,
Mhm.
and growing. But in terms of like the meetings, yeah, I was tired and I was like, yeah, it was not so glamorous.
Yes, but
Yeah,
it was a process, like you said, it was a process, and it compounds. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
Great. What was the best business advice you received, and what would you advise somebody new, somebody young, who wanted to create a business?
Mm. Um, I'm not a big fan of advices, but I would say if I have to say anything, I would say just go for it. Just do the next thing that inside you have to do right now. I believe that we all feel what is our next step to do, like maybe in the next 30 minutes. Just do this. Don't think, don't watch any YouTube videos. You have, for the most part, you have enough knowledge in yourself already right now. So just try to go for it. Do it tomorrow. If you're maybe watching this, I don't know, just call a business tomorrow and try it. Whatever you're selling, you could be a designer, you could be a copywriter, anything. Just go for it. Um, in terms of business advice, I got, mm, I think I would say work on yourself outside of this type of stuff like cold calling and stuff. Work on yourself, maybe in terms of some other aspects, meditation or whatever it might be, because it reflects directly to the business. And I would say it's like find a balance between inner work and outer work. So I think it's if you only cold calling, if you don't spend time reading books or walking nature, whatever you need to do to grow yourself, it's not going to work. So it has both has to come in play somehow.
Mhm. You have also interesting experience in first building training stoic, and then pivoting to gorillas. How does it happen and why?
Yeah, so when I finished my basketball career, a friend introduced me to the financial markets, and this is in 2018, um, and basically I got into it in a second. But the long story short, I've built a platform on Instagram and other social platforms with over 160K followers, and we had like a school community of 500 paying members. But um, I basically came into guru role accidentally. I didn't want it. I just was. I would say I'm pretty good at social like algorithms, like growing a platform. And I became. I had like 100,000 followers, which in 2020, 2021, it was like was pretty big in this space. I think I had the biggest trading account there was like in the trading space. So okay, I said I'm gonna do something out of it. So we did the school. Customers were happy, but I was exhausted. It was not aligned with what I was trying to do in life. I didn't want to be the guru. I felt that I needed to grow internally a lot more to lead a group, to lead people. So even though I had decent money coming in, I decided to stop it basically from like a week. So still I had a lot of members, so I needed to fulfill the members which were already paying. So I had to like 6 months I was just fulfilling the paid members that paid because they didn't want to anybody feel a certain type of way. But then after that, it was like a pivotal point for me. I said I'm not going to do anything anymore for just money. First, I'm going to ask myself what if this feels right, if this feels like aligned with what I believe in. But I didn't find it for a year. So I used the money from this to travel the world. I was all around, and I tried to meditate like 3 hours a day, trying to, I don't know, find my way into a business that would align with me. But it was a part of the journey. Of course, when I look back at it, it's funny. You just need to do something, like we talked about basically for the whole podcast. But at the time, I didn't know better. I just tried to, be real with myself, tried to be honest, and I was, I guess, patient. And then someday I had enough, and I say, okay, it's the next phase. I need to build something again. Uh,
Mhm.
so I decided to do some steps. There were some also versions of business before the website agency, but the concept is the same. I just needed to do the step. So
Mhm.
yeah.
What would you say is the most rewarding part of being a businessman, being an entrepreneur?
Mm. Um, I would say it's to me maybe the okay depends on how you structure the business, but we are trying to structure it as much as we can towards some types of freedom, so we don't have like a tight schedule. We can somehow create our own schedule, which is a little bit cliche. It's not that we just lay on the beach and work whenever we want, but we try to have this in mind. But I would say this is the flexibility, and also meeting a lot of people, like this opportunity, the podcast, and growing through this, like growing every day, because there's, as you know, a challenge every day to be solved. So you have to get better every day, or else you're not gonna do nothing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Uh, so, if you would give an advice to your younger self when you were still thinking of the basketball career, would you do something different in that field?
Uh, I don't know. I think I would. I don't know. Not really, to be honest. But if I have to say something, I would say just relax and trust your instincts, because I always felt that I will be okay no matter what. I'm gonna make something out of any situation, and it's all gonna be well, no matter the field. Like, yeah, just trust yourself. It's all going to work out. Yeah.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure talking to you. I think we have a lot of interesting angles today. And any final thoughts?
No, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, and I hope I got some value for the audience. And yeah, thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.